Welcome to The Explainer. If you look at pretty much any product around you, from your coffee to your medicine, you'll find a small cryptic code. That's a batch code. And it might look like nothing, but that little string of characters, it's the key to making sure products are safe and that our entire global supply chain doesn't just grind to a halt. Today, we're going to decode them.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll dive into the hidden chaos these codes can cause. Then, we'll roll up our sleeves and actually decode one manually. After that, we'll look at the tech solution that changes everything. And finally, we'll take a peek into the really cool, intelligent future of product tracking.
All right, let's get right into the heart of the problem. This is something that quietly gums up the works, drives up costs, and creates massive headaches in logistics all over the world every single day. This is the hidden chaos of batch codes. 12%. Just think about that for a second. More than 1 out of every 10 international shipments gets delayed, not because of weather or big customs issues, but because someone simply read a date wrong. That's a huge bottleneck that's just hiding in plain sight, and it costs companies a ton of money. And this slide, this just nails the core of the issue. So is 04/05/2025 April 5th, or is it May 4th? Well, in North America, it's April, but in Europe, it's May. This simple lack of a standard leads to all sorts of confusion, delays, and honestly, perfectly good products getting thrown out. But the problem actually goes way deeper than just dates. It turns out that almost 4 out of every 10 manufacturers use their own secret coding systems. So imagine you're a distributor. You're forced to keep these complicated brand-by-brand databases just to figure out the basics. It is a logistical nightmare. So with all this chaos, how do you actually crack these codes by hand? Let's walk through the, painstaking process for a couple of key industries, cosmetics and pharma, to see just how tricky this puzzle can get. Okay, so picture this. You're holding a cosmetic product, and it's got this code on it, 9D03. At first glance, it means absolutely nothing, right? But hidden inside that little string of characters is the exact day it was made. And here is where it gets really complicated. As you can see, there's no universal standard at all. Every big brand speaks its own unique language. L'Oreal's system is totally different from Chanel's. This means that for every single brand you handle, you need a specific decoder ring just to understand what's going on. So if you have the right brand-specific guide, you can translate 9D03. The 9 is for 2019, the D is for April, and 03 is for the 3rd. Okay, puzzle solved. April 3rd, 2019. Now, just imagine having to do that for thousands of products from dozens of different brands every single day. The inefficiency is just staggering. And with cosmetics, it doesn't even stop there. You also have this thing called the period after opening, or PAO. And this is critical because it means the product's life starts a second clock the moment a customer opens it. It's yet another variable for everyone to track. Okay, now let's switch gears to the pharmaceutical industry, because here the stakes are literally life and death. You have incredibly strict regulations from bodies like the FDA, and they demand absolutely flawless, error-free tracking. There is zero room for error. You see, in the pharma world, a batch code isn't just a number. It's the key to a living, breathing record. It links back to the product's entire journey. Everything from temperature logs for sensitive vaccines to real-time data that can actually change an expiration date based on how it was stored. So after seeing all that manual work, from digging up cosmetic codes to tracking all that dynamic pharma data, you've got to be asking yourself. And yeah, of course there is. A resounding yes. The solution is all about using technology to get rid of the human error and all the inefficiency we just walked through. I mean, the data couldn't be clearer. This chart really says it all. While doing this by hand is full of potential mistakes, modern machine learning algorithms can hit an incredible 94% accuracy when predicting expiry dates. It's just a smarter way to do it. And the real-world impact of that accuracy is massive, especially when things go wrong. When you have to do a product recall, every second matters. Automation makes recall execution 52% faster, letting companies find and pull affected batches with a speed that can literally save lives. Modern software platforms do so much more than just decode numbers. They create this whole integrated ecosystem. They automate all the tracking. They pull in live data from IoT sensors, little devices monitoring things like temperature and humidity, and they let you manage inventory based on what's happening in the real world right now. So we've seen how automation is solving the problems we have today.
Now, let's look over the horizon and see how this tech is paving the way for an even smarter, more connected future of traceability. See, the future isn't about just reading a static code printed on a box. It's about the package itself talking to us. Tech like RFID sensors give us real-time data on conditions, while blockchain, which is basically a super secure digital ledger, creates a permanent, unchangeable record of a product's entire journey. And all of this leads to this incredible concept called smart packaging. Just imagine a label with tiny sensors that actually change color if a product gets too warm during shipping. That would give you an unmistakable visual warning that the batch code alone never could. What we're really watching is this rapid, profound evolution. I mean, we've come from manual paper logs in the past to the digital barcodes we use today, but we're speeding towards a near future of smart labels and IoT sensors, and beyond that, to a horizon defined by things like blockchain and even unique digital passports for every single product. So let's be really clear about this. Automating how you manage batch codes isn't just a nice little operational upgrade anymore. In today's global market, it is an absolute strategic necessity. It's fundamental for compliance, for efficiency, and most importantly, for consumer safety. With all this emerging technology, every single item in your supply chain has a story to tell. A story about where it came from, the journey it took, and its current condition. The final question is, are your systems set up to listen?